Hi, I'm John Hornick. Welcome to my Spain on a Small Plate series. This lesson is roasted red bell pepper Ventresca tuna rolls. This is my take on a recipe from a book called Tapas, published by Paragon Books. My version modifies the marinade or dressing, and I use Ventresca. What is Ventresca, you ask? Well, Ventresca hails from the Basque region of Spain, and it's the epitome of canned tuna. To make Ventresca tuna belly, which is the prime cut of the fish, is gently poached in olive oil, making it rich, creamy, and melt in the mouth tender. The tuna is Mediterranean albacore or bluefin. I provide sources in the notes. The roasted red bell peppers, capers, and the vinegary marinade make this a luscious, tasty pintxos, which are tiny tapas. So let's start cooking. Now we're going to roast the red bell peppers. I've already cut them in half. I've removed the seeds from the end and some of the ribs. Just putting them face down onto a silpat mat. I'm going to put them in the oven at 400 degrees and let them roast until the skins start to get blackened. Okay, into the oven. Okay, here are our peppers. They were roasting about 40 minutes at 400 degrees. You can see that the skins are kind of blistered. We're going to take them off of this pan, put them into a paper bag, and we're going to sweat the skins off. How do you do that? You put them into the paper bag. As they cool, skins will separate even more than they have, and then you'll be able to get them off easily. So we put them in the bag, and close the bag, and let them sit for 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, now we're going to make the marinade / dressing for the tuna rolls. We're going to start with the lemon juice. Then we're going to add some red wine vinegar. I give you the amounts in the notes, but you can kind of follow along. This was actually 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And there were 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Then we're going to add some sherry vinegar. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. We're going to add in some chopped garlic. I gave you an amount in the notes, but you can never have too much garlic. And as you know from watching my videos, measurements are almost never set in stone. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of paprika. That was probably a little bit more than a teaspoon. And we're going to add some smoky paprika. We're going to use about 1/2 of a teaspoon of that. Okay. Then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, now we're going to whisk in 1/2 of a cup of olive oil. We're going to let it drizzle in slowly. Now, by drizzling it in slowly and whisking it in like this, we are emulsifying it. We're causing the liquid ingredients, or the other ingredients, I should say, to be suspended with the oil. That's not really crucial for this particular application because it's going to be a marinade. But when it's used as a dressing, by doing this, it's less likely that the ingredients will separate. Okay. All right, now these peppers were sweating in that bag for probably at least 1/2 an hour. Okay, now what we're going to do is peel off the skins. Now, it can be a little tedious, and if you don't get all of them, not crucial, but we want to try not to tear up the meat of the peppers themselves. Okay, we want to try to keep that pepper, that roasted pepper,
as whole as possible, okay? So I'm not going to bore you with peeling all of these skins off on camera, but the idea is that you get all the skin off if possible and keep the pieces of pepper intact, okay? And it comes off pretty easily, as you can see. Peels right off. Okay, now we want to marinate those peppers in the dressing that we made, dressing slash marinade that we made earlier. I'm going to pour some of it on here and then put on a second layer of pepper pieces. And then put on the rest of the dressing. And this can marinate in the fridge if you want. It can marinate at room temperature. You can cover it if you like. But we're going to marinate it for about 30 minutes. So I'm just going to leave it sitting here for about 30 minutes. Okay, now we're going to finish the tuna rolls. And to do that, I've laid out some of the roasted red pepper. And we're going to want pieces that are all about this size, okay, so we can have consistency. You're going to be leftovers with some, you're going to have some leftover roasted red pepper. You could use that in a salad. Now this one's really wide, so we're also going to cut it this way. Oops. And this way, so we have roughly the same size pieces. Okay. All right, now we're going to take the Ventresca tuna fillets, and they're about, as you can see, they're about this long, right? And we're going to cut them in half and lay the pieces at the end of each one of the pieces of roasted red pepper. Right, now we're going to put a couple of capers on each one. All right, now we're going to roll them up. Roll each one carefully, tucking that tuna into the roll. Trying not to lose any capers or tuna at the end, and then we're going to press the toothpick through them. Okay, I've taken the tuna rolls and I've plated them up for service. So there we have it. That is roasted red pepper and Ventresca tuna rolls. You can see photos of the final dish at my Instagram, which is @Chef's Apprentice, Cook Like a Pro. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.